I'm someone that struggled with sleep my entire life. I've been dealing with it since I was a little kid, and eventually Seinfeld helped me learn how to sleep better at night. So I have something called generalized anxiety disorder, which is pretty common. And I've had it my whole life. And what I can tell you about anxiety is it changes. It changes because a lot of the things that gave me anxiety as a kid doesn't today, and vice versa. I get a lot of anxiety on stuff like making left-hand turns that I used to not as a kid. And that's okay. But how you deal with it is what matters most with anxiety. So let's talk about those left-hand turns. So I have a fear of crossing traffic and making a left at a stop sign. I don't know why, I just do. Nothing's ever happened to me. Just a fear of mine. I have a fear of dogs. I was attacked as a kid. It still carries today. And when I see dogs, it gives me anxiety. If I have to go somewhere where I know there's a dog, it gives me anxiety. I have anxiety about airports, despite traveling for a living. Like, what does the airport look like? Where's the security line? Where am I going to leave my stuff? Is there something that I want to eat? Etc. And it goes on. Another example is I have a boat, which sounds great, right? Except for the boat's been sitting in my garage area for the last basically 10 years because I'm too afraid to take it to a lake where I can back in because I haven't done it at any of the lakes where I live now. And it's awful. And I'd also say I'd sell the boat because I don't use it, but I have a fear of selling it. And who am I going to interact with? What is the tax paperwork? And that's kind of how generalized anxiety works. It takes something, we should all have anxiety. It creates fight or flight mentality. So you should have fear that creates adrenaline, which gets you. But when you have generalized anxiety, you stress about stuff that really doesn't matter in life or doesn't get in the way. The worst is at nighttime. At nighttime, all of these thoughts, everything that's keeping me up, all my fears, comes back in the middle of the night and keeps me up at night. The absolute worst, if the nighttime is the worst, the absolute worst is when you travel for a living, which I do, and you're staying in a hotel you've never been at before. And you hear things like the air conditioner, the guy next door, the drunk person down the hall yelling. And all those things keep you up. In fact, there's nights where I sleep maybe 20 minutes when I have to stay out. So today, I'm going to talk about how Seinfeld helped me get over a lot of those, and maybe it can help you as well. So I've been watching Seinfeld for my teen years, and I'm not here to convince you to start watching Seinfeld. But the story is important because it's what has been impressionable and helped me get where I needed to go. In fact, when I still watch Seinfeld today, it still makes me laugh. But I rarely ever get to truly watch an entire episode. So over the last 10 years, I've been watching it every night before bed. And when I first started watching it 10 plus years ago, I'd stay up for a couple hours at a time and watch 3, 4 episodes. And over time, it started getting to 2 or 3 episodes. And then eventually 1 to 2 episodes. And now, I fall asleep basically after the baseline comes in. See, what happened is over time, it started building a predictability and my body knew exactly what to do. And I created a consistent bedtime routine, and at the time, I didn't know what I was starting to do. And it became my safe place where I go to sleep. Now, there's nights where I'll stay up and I'll watch something, I'll look up Twitter or something like that, and something pops into my head and it makes it more difficult for me to sleep. However, if I just give it time, it always works. So Seinfeld might not work for you. And we'll talk about what to do next. But the key is, if you have anxiety or trouble sleeping, is to find a normal bedtime routine that works for you. There's a lot of things on YouTube about don't ever turn your TV on and blue lights keep you up. And that might be true for optimal sleep. But we're not talking about optical. You're someone having trouble sleeping. And that's why you're watching me right now, looking for advice. So I choose to watch my episodes on an iPad. And I have a TV in my room, but I choose to get it on an iPad because it is smaller, there's a little less lights, and it's more comfortable. I can put it on the side of my bed, lay on my side which I sleep, and it doesn't get in the way. So I have access to every single episode of Seinfeld. I use something called Plex, so I don't have any subscriptions, which someday I'll talk about why I don't have subscriptions. But I have it automatically ready to go on my iPad, and then I have downloaded episodes in case I travel. In fact, I even have episodes downloaded on my phone in case my iPad doesn't work. I have a backup plan. Sometimes it takes longer to fall asleep. I won't say it works every single time, but it works most of the time. But rarely ever at this point do I make it to a second episode, which each episode's anywhere from 19 to 22 minutes, when it used to take me 3 or 4 hours to get to sleep. Best part is if I wake up in the middle of the night, something's on my mind, I have an airport, I'm going to see a dog tomorrow, whatever it is, I put Seinfeld on, and within a matter of minutes, I'm back asleep. So steps for you. Find something that works for you. Seinfeld worked for me. It might not work for you, but find something you truly enjoy, that you enjoy watching. Like, this shouldn't be a project. You shouldn't be watching something that just bores you, because you're going to be thinking, God, this sucks. I hate this. Why am I watching this? But find something you truly enjoy that you can stick to for the next 10 years like I have, maybe 20, maybe 30. I don't know. I don't know when I'll stop watching it, but I have no need to stop now, and I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. So find a podcast, an album, or a TV show you truly enjoy. I would suggest if it's an artist, don't listen on radio mode, because what's going to happen is you're going to constantly get new material, different artists on there, and then what happens is your brain gets used to hearing new stuff, and it's not going to shut down. Our brains are wired to learn. So you don't want to learn anything new. You want predictable, where your brain gets bored and goes to sleep. You want to get where you've heard each episode time and time again. I've watched every episode of Seinfeld 180 times, probably a dozen or so times. While I don't have the greatest memory in the world, it's very predictable what's happening, and my brain just gets bored and falls asleep. That's what you're looking to do, is bore your brain into going to sleep. So don't watch something with thousands and thousands of episodes. Watch something that you can truly get through in maybe a year, and you've seen it all. You'll improve, but be patient. And that is the advice I'd give more than anything else. Find something that works for you. Find something that you truly enjoy. Be predictable. Find ways to get it to fit in your lifestyle, but be patient. If you get off this call and you watch Seinfeld tonight and you don't fall asleep, don't blame me. Find something that you do enjoy and stick to it, that you can watch this the next 5 to 10 years and it's going to put you to sleep. If a plant doesn't grow tomorrow, you're not going to throw the plant out. You're going to be patient. Well, this is a new routine. Don't throw it out in a week. Stick to it. And time again, you'll go from maybe 3 or 4 hours a night to 1 to 2 to 20 minutes to sometimes 8. If your brain is getting that predictable experience before bed, you will fall asleep. You're going to improve. I believe in you, and you too can sleep better. This worked for me, and hopefully it works for you. If you found something else that works, again, I like to learn. Leave it in the comment. Somebody else might see it, or maybe I can learn from you as well. What worked for you is important for others to hear, and I appreciate you taking the time today. You could be doing anything else, but you spent it with me, and I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video.